So the plan originally for this video was I was going to give you guys a little walk around of the car first before I got in it, but it is cold, it is windy outside, so I'm just throwing up some old videos of where this thing actually looked clean and it was nice outside. For those of you guys that are new here to this channel, those of you guys that are subscribed and have been watching the videos, well, you know what we got. 2004 Lincoln Town Car. We're back in it with a little point of view driving video for you guys. I'm trying to do my best to get this angle and kind of get everything set up for these point of view videos. So that's why I've been trying to do them here and there. The first two I did were actually with my phone. This one we are doing with a GoPro. So I'm hoping this one comes out the best out of all of them. We're doing a little bit of trial and error here, so. But welcome back to the channel. Just wanted to give you guys a point of view driving video and kind of talk about my impressions of driving these cars. And obviously a video doesn't do it justice. I mean, a video can only show and display so much of anything, but I know a lot of people are fans of these point of view driving videos, and there's a lot of people in the market for these cars and want to know more about them and whatever. So figured I'd come on here and do a not too long of a video, but kind of rant a little bit as I take you guys behind the wheel of this Lincoln Town Car. And before we get into it, I just want to give a shout out to everyone that's been tagging along with the channel with the Lincoln Town Car videos. We are approaching 2,000 subscribers, which is pretty crazy. We've been moving up pretty fast, and welcome aboard if you're new to the channel. If you've been here for a while, appreciate all your support as always, and look forward to seeing your guys' comments on this video too. And speaking of people that have been supportive, I want to give a shout out to Dan. I will throw his YouTube channel name up on the screen here. Dan actually reached out to me via email, and he sent me some pictures of his two Lincolns he's got. The first one I'm showing you guys is his Town Car L. So that is the extended wheelbase one. And he also has an old school Lincoln. And this one is a straight up boat. He sent me a video of it, so I took some snapshots out of the video. But super beautiful cars. The L Lincoln Town Car is, you know, like I said, the longer wheelbase, and they're even more rare to find, especially if you could find one that's low mileage. I was actually looking for one of those before I bought this car, but unfortunately wasn't able to find one. But this one came up, I took that as a sign, and that's why I got this. So Dan, thank you so much for always supporting the channel. If you guys ever read the comments on my videos, Dan is a frequent commenter. He's always commenting, and thanks for reaching out and sending me the pictures of the cars, man. They look great, and I enjoyed chatting with you a little bit through email. And Dan, if you're watching this, which I'm sure you are, I'm jealous of you because Dan lives in Vegas, so he does not have this snow that you guys are seeing here. And it is times like these where I too also wish I lived in Vegas. And obviously, if any of you guys want to go ahead and send me some pictures of your cars, it doesn't have to be a Lincoln Town Car. I'll still share it on my videos, give you guys a little shout out. If you got anything cool or interesting or exciting you want to share me car-wise, go ahead and send it to my email. That's getthisnick@gmail.com. It's also in the description of all my videos. I also have an Instagram at getthisnick, so if you guys want to send me anything through there, feel free to do it. But now that we got that out the way, to the topic of today's video, point of view driving this Lincoln Town Car. And I'm going to try to basically sum it up the best I can. Now, if you're in the market for these cars or have done any sort of research on them, you know that as soon as you look into them or you talk to anyone that owns one, there's a couple different things that get brought up regarding, you know, why they like these cars. But 99 out of 100 times, the number one thing they're going to bring up is how these things ride. I mean, they are boats, you know, longer wheelbase cars, body on frame, rear wheel drive with air ride suspension, and it is very hard to beat how comfortable these cars are. Even now, 20 years later, this car is actually still on its original air ride suspension. Knock on wood, it has been holding up just fine, and it still cruises absolutely amazing. And I've driven a lot of cars. I've worked at multiple car dealerships, and I've driven everything from, you know, LS 460s, BMW 7 Series, Mercedes S-Class vehicles. And I'm not talking about 2004s, you know, these were newer vehicles, you know, 2018s, 2019s, you know, newer than this car at least. And although those cars also ride very well and they are a bit more sporty, I don't see them beating this car. Now, sporty wise, yes, that seems to be the trend that a lot of these luxury automakers have gone to over the last decade. Is, you know, they make the cars luxury, but they also want to cater to sportiness as well. So, you know, although they're comfortable riding, they're also made to kind of handle the corners to a certain extent, where this car that you're seeing here doesn't do that. This car is just strictly for comfortable cruising. And although, you know, sometimes I may wish that it could be a little bit more sportier in the corners and stuff, I don't really drive like that. So I'm always looking for something that's just comfortable and nice to cruise. And look at that GMC Yukon. That is a big truck, but I do like those as well. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of a lot of cars, guys, if you can't tell. But yeah, this town car, I mean, it's meant to just do one thing, and that's just to be a reliable piece of transportation that just cruises. And this is where it really thrives right here. It's just, you know, 50, 55 miles per hour, even up on the highways at 60, 65, 70. This thing, I mean, if I'll shut my big mouth for a second so you guys can just see. And I mean, we're at about 50, 55 miles per hour, and it's really windy out here. So I'm not sure how good the audio quality is on this GoPro and what it's picking up, but you're gonna hear some wind and stuff like that. But this thing is like, it's very hard to explain to someone that has never ridden in one of these or drove one themselves just how awesome these cars are just not going down the road. I mean, super comfortable, ultimate like road trip vehicle, man. You could take this thing across the country and just be in pure comfort the whole way, no fatigue or anything like that. They're just awesome cars, and it's very sad to know that they discontinued them in 2011. But I mean, out of all the cars on the road today, I find it hard to beat how comfortable these are. I know it's hard to believe considering, you know, it's an older car and stuff, but I'm telling you, these things are, if you ever have the opportunity to even ride in one, or I mean, even better, drive one yourself, test drive one at a dealership near you, I highly recommend it, because it is like an experience that like no other, you know. It's an awesome experience, and they really are awesome cars. And if you've been tuning into these videos, you know that, you know, I try to really spread the good news about these cars, because I feel like on YouTube there's not really a lot of people that do videos on these cars, with the exception of a few. But you know, there was a lot of people that had them and they got rid of them, and they're not really posting consistent content. And you guys know me, I try to post as much as possible and give you guys as much as content on this car as possible, just because of the simple fact that I truly do think right now, at the time of filming this video, you know, this is one of the best used cars you could buy. I mean, they're reliable, they're comfortable, you could find them for a pretty decent price depending on the miles. And if something does go wrong on them, there's a bunch of parts. They're for the most part pretty easy to fix, obviously depending on what it is, with the exception of a few things. But for the majority of stuff, I mean, really easy to fix and DIY. And I mean, what more could you really want from a vehicle? Yes, I mean, the rear wheel drive might not be the best in snow and stuff like that, and it might not get the best gas mileage due to it being a V8, but even if you're traveling a lot for work and you're doing a lot of highway driving, you could easily get 22, 23, you know, 24 miles per gallon, probably even more if you're highway cruising this car. And obviously by today's standards, you know, that's not as high as some would like, but still, I mean, if that's the only little flaw this vehicle has, is the gas mileage not being the greatest, it's doing pretty good, you know what I mean? I mean, this, it covers, it checks a lot of boxes, this car. And maybe that's why you're watching this video. You know, you've heard about these, you're in the market for one, you're looking for one. And if you are, feel free to watch a lot of my videos. I go over a lot of different things on these cars. And this one in particular, this is my own daily driver, my personal vehicle. And I couldn't recommend it enough. And I'm not going to really get into that too much this video. It's more so just letting you guys kind of get behind the wheel with me. And like I said, trying to get this, this point of view driving thing down, because ultimately, as the channel continues to grow and I continue to do videos, I really would like to get into kind of network with some dealerships and possibly get, you know, different test rides going of newer cars and so on and so forth, you know. But that's obviously down the line. But first, I really got to get this this whole setup with this GoPro and this point of view driving down. So I'm hoping this video turns out to be pretty okay. But these Lincoln Town Cars, I mean, I can't stress it enough how nice they are. I mean, you guys, if you want, drop a comment. And I'm talking about cars that are on the roads today. I know there's some older guys out there that are watching my videos and they're like, oh, well, it doesn't compare to my, you know, 1970 something Cadillac, which maybe it might not. You know, that car might have rode better than what this one. But as for cars on the road today, you know, and these still are on the road today, what do you guys think? I mean, is there a vehicle that comes to mind that rides better than this? I mean, let me know. Feel free to comment. I'm curious. Maybe I could even, if you drop, you know, a suggestion, maybe I can get my hands on whatever vehicle that is and test drive it to kind of compare and do like a comparison video. But as of right now, for at least me, whether it's SUVs, cars, etc., this is one of the most comfortable vehicles you can get behind the wheel on. And like I said, I mean, this video doesn't even do it justice, and I hope you can still tell just how quiet this thing is. What's going on up here? What do we got going on? Got people slamming on the brakes. We got the semi that doesn't seem to know where he wants to go. Gotta love it. And the V8 too, I mean, it's not the fastest by any means, but it's got enough to just get up and go, you know, and that's all you need. But super awesome cars. I mean, just it's definitely my favorite thing about it, how nice it is driving it. I mean, and I feel like a lot of people that own these or that have owned them in the past will agree that the best thing about it, that ride quality, I mean, that's a big reason why a lot of people will go for these cars. Yes, they're reliable. Yes, a lot of people like the classic look to them and so on and so forth. But the thing that takes the cake is the ride quality. Just soaking up the bumps, super quiet, just coasting down the road. I don't know, I mean, I can't say much more, you know what I mean? I can't really sit here and say a lot. I mean, it's self-explanatory. It is what it is. The only other thing I can tell you guys is get behind the wheel of one yourself if you can. Or take a ride in one if you know a family member or a friend that owns one, or they'll let you even test drive theirs, or whatever you could do. But this video is only going to do it so much justice. But I'm going to wrap it up here, guys. I know this wasn't a long video, but I just wanted to pop in, and like I said, I'm trying to mess around with this point of view footage. But appreciate you guys as always tuning in. Once again, Dan, shout out to you. Thank you so much for sharing with me your cars. That old school one especially is really, really nice. I like that. I would love to see one of those in person and have the experience of cruising in one of those. A little blast from the past, because I'm 27 years old, so I've never been in something like that. I wasn't even around. I wasn't even a thought when those cars were around. So that would be really cool, and something awesome to see. And hopefully in the future I could get something going like that. Get in one of those old school boats from the 70s or something. But yeah, like I said, as always, guys, thank you for dropping into the channel. Thanks for checking out the LTC once again. Appreciate all your guys' kind words and the thumbs up and the subscriptions, and enjoy talking to you guys in the comments and sharing this common interest of these cars. And hopefully with the weather's going to be getting better soon here, so I could get this thing kind of detailed, washed up, cleaned up. Because if I stepped out of this car right now and showed you guys how it looked, you guys would be pretty disappointed in me. She's dirty, there's salt, there's just about everything. So we definitely got to get this cleaned up. They're talking about 30 degrees plus temperatures next week, so hopefully we can get her washed up and get you guys a little video, and yeah. But thanks for dropping by the channel, and as always, we will see you guys on the next video. Peace.